The Dreamers, 2003, directed by Bernardo Bertolucci, is an erotic romantic drama set against the backdrop of the May 1968 student protests in Paris. The film tells the story of an American exchange student, Matthew, who becomes entangled in a complex and increasingly transgressive relationship with a French brother and sister, Theo and Isabelle. Here's a full story breakdown. The beginning, a shared love for cinema. In 1968, Matthew, Michael Pitt, a shy and cinephile American student, arrives in Paris. He finds himself drawn to the protests at the Cinémathèque Française, where he encounters the enigmatic and free-spirited twins, Theo, Louis Garrel, and Isabelle, Eva Green. They share an intense passion for film, bonding over their love for classic cinema and their bohemian lifestyle. After meeting their parents, a famous French poet and his English wife, Theo and Isabelle invite Matthew to stay with them in their sprawling Parisian apartment while their parents are away for a month. Matthew accepts, seeing them as his first true French friends. However, he soon becomes aware of the twins' unusually close and seemingly incestuous relationship, observing them sleeping nude together and their liberal attitudes towards nudity and sexuality. Games and transgression, blurring lines. As days turn into weeks, the three become increasingly isolated within the apartment, creating their own self-contained world. They engage in elaborate film-inspired games, reenacting scenes from classic movies and challenging each other's knowledge of cinema. These games often take on a sexual dimension, blurring the lines between fantasy, performance, and reality. For example, after Theo loses a trivia game, Isabelle sentences him to masturbate in front of them to a Marlene Dietrich poster. Later, when Matthew loses, Theo dares him to have sex with Isabelle, which he reluctantly does, discovering she is a virgin. Evolving relationships and growing tensions. Matthew and Isabelle begin to develop a genuine romantic connection, separate from Theo. Matthew attempts to encourage Isabelle to experience the outside world and go on a normal date. While their date is initially enjoyable, they are confronted by the harsh reality of the ongoing student riots and violence in the streets, which drives them back to the perceived sanctuary of the apartment. Back in the apartment, tensions rise as Matthew and Isabelle's bond strengthens, causing Theo to feel excluded. Theo retaliates by bringing another woman to his room, upsetting Isabelle. This leads to a complex and emotionally charged dynamic, as Isabelle finds Matthew and Theo becoming intimate, ultimately resulting in a three-way encounter. The outside world intrudes, a violent awakening. The trio, now completely engrossed in their insular world, continues their hedonistic existence. However, their bubble is abruptly burst when Theo and Isabelle's parents unexpectedly return home. They discover the three naked and ASL.